Why did you want to be a cosmonaut?
I am very lucky boy, exactly boy, because since my youngest age, I wanted to be a cosmonaut. Why? Because I was born in time when each child hear about space programs, about Yuri Gagarin, German Titov, Alexei Leonov, who first time had EVA, about our girls around us tell, oh, look here, Valentina Tereshkova, first woman in space. Oh, Neil Armstrong, and the first step on the moon, the great American program, it's the moon program, it was the moon program, look here. I grow in this atmosphere, and when we played the games, for example, if somebody win on this place, he was a Gagarin. Why Gagarin? Because it's the first man who flew into space, yes. And sometimes when I was small, I showed the Gagarin, it's like champion. It's not the real man, not the family. And only maybe in school I understood, oh, Gagarin, it's okay. It's because when I was very small and the Gagarin, it was like title. It was not like real man for me. And I grow in this atmosphere, and but the first day in elementary school, the teacher asked each of us, what do you want to be in future? And my answer was not cosmonaut, my answer was goalkeeper, because I wanted to this great play, football, it's soccer in America, and I was a goalkeeper in my team, but she told me it's not profession. I asked you about profession. Oh, about profession, I wanted to be a cosmonaut. It was since my youngest year, and after this I checked what is better, be a military pilot or engineer, what I prefer. And the engineer win for what reason I understood maybe in this day, in this time, then it's maybe in my health, it's not enough to be a cosmonaut, but what is more important for me, be a pilot or be an engineer in space program. Of course, the space program, it was too important for me, and I continued my in direction like engineer in space program. I worked in Russian MCC like controller many years. I worked with Mir shuttle program, and the first time here in Houston, it was in '95, second shuttle docking with Mir station. I worked like operator from Russian side here. Great time, and each day in space program I understood it's possible to be for me like cosmonaut. I can do it, this job. And why I tell you, I am very lucky boy since my youngest age, because my dream, it's not done, it's continued.
Let me ask you a couple of questions to find out how you got there. Tell us about your hometown and what it was like for you growing up in that town.
My hometown, if you go away from this building, it looks like my hometown. Not the buildings, but the weather, the weather and nature. I was born in Batumi. It's very small, very interesting for me. Very kind, very soft, very helpful, very soul. Town in near Black Sea, it's Georgia, and very international town, because too many, it's not too many, it's many nationals live in this town, and doesn't matter what the nationality you are, because more matter how you played, for example, in soccer. And each time, and it's very great land, and I think why maybe I have good communication. Sometimes the people told me, then you have good communication between different people. Why? Because it's maybe from this town, maybe from life in this town. And I graduated school in this town, and after this, of course, my rule it was to go to Moscow in Moscow Aviation Institute. But each day, each time, maybe sometimes I call my friend of mine in this town. And for example, several days ago, I was talking with Ilyana Kashidze. We studying together in school with him. Yes, and he is now the doctor, very important doctor. Look here, Ilya's dream was to be a doctor, and he a doctor. Like this, and many friends of mine, he lived on Batumi. We studying together in one school. It's Kostya Gumberidze, Nina Akrobelidze, etc., etc., etc. in this town. And many my friends from Batumi, they working, continued his job in Moscow. And look here, the very interesting man, Avtandil Baramidze. We played with him soccer, but he wanted to be a real footballist, soccer. Yeah, he wanted to be, and now he is a coach, and very interesting coach because he has a team, Russian nation team, and he win Paralympic Games. He win World Cup with his great coach. But his dreams since, and I hope each my friend, it's very lucky boy since his youngest age. So great town. I hope after flight I again invite in this town.
Are you able to see it from space?
Look here, each of us, when the first time, of course, the first time we should we wanted to see how the Earth planet looks. Yes, we check the pictures what was taken with other cosmonauts and astronauts. Of course, we have several lessons with check the video from station, video how the Earth planet looks from station, EVA video, etc., etc., etc. But it's on the screen. It's one. From your live view, it's another one. And each time we wanted to check how the Earth looking from space. Okay, what is the next step? Where is our motherland? Where is the city friend of mine? Where is my family now? Where is my parents now? Oh, look here, it's Paris, because for everybody, Paris is Paris. Oh, look here, it's New York. Oh, look here, it's London. Wow, it's Africa. Oh, look here, it's pyramids.
So it's hard to imagine just how beautiful that must look.
Yes, it's very amazing, and if you remember, I told you the main purpose of our station is the integration between many international and with many nationality. Yes, and if we build one station more, very big for politics, to send all politics on this station for looking the Earth planet, for looking, it's only. For human, we have only one home. It's Earth planet home. What would you like to do? It destroy this home, or did it build this home better and better?
To fly in space, as you do, is to do a job that has some unique risks to it. But I assume that you think the risks are worthwhile, since you do the job. I'd like to ask you why. What is it that you feel that we are getting, or what is it that we learn as a result of flying people in space that makes it worth the risks you take?
No, look here, I think the risk is around human each time, because it's explorer, and each explorer it's with a risk. But with us working so many people, thousands and thousands from each country, yes, the designers check each equipment. So it's maybe not so risk like you talk, but it's risk, of course it's risk. But the first of all, how do you think? I am looking stupid or not? Nobody, no. But nobody answer yes. But I know about risk. I have family, I have daughters. For me, it's more important too. It's maybe the importance in my life. I have my parents. I am very lucky. It's important too. But it's a job, and I know this job. Of course, it's interesting for me. Like it's since my youngest age, I told you, and it's interesting for me like the man. But more important, I know my job is very important for human. I know about this. And maybe now I should, I have a lot of meetings with people, students, young people, to talking about space program. Maybe now it's usual profession for our Earth planet. But usual, if it was unusual, maybe it was not so important for give the experience to another direction on way. But if it's usual now profession, because ask the people who are on space now. Ask the people, may you tell me 10 astronauts or cosmonauts, and you hear Gagarin, Neil Armstrong, etc., etc. You cannot hear the new one maybe. But it's okay, because if you ask the people about who was the main pilot in our life, they give you the old names, not now. It's usual profession now. If it's usual profession, it's very important profession now too, because doctors, it's usual profession. Teachers, it's usual profession. And space people, it's usual profession now, and we should continue, because I'm sure I give the results, and very great results. Look here, in 2010. In 2010, I had EVA, and I working with Russian equipment, BRISC equipment. We check the panels outside the station. Yeah, and for each experience, I ask about results. The microbes lived outside the station. Sometimes it's zero gravitation. It's no atmosphere here, but it was alive. Look here, in containers we put seeds, we put the mosquitoes, etc., etc., etc. It stayed without atmosphere. After this, mosquito give alive again. If you ask me before this experience, it's possible or not, I don't know. A mosquito should be killed, should be died. But no. It's interesting. It's a new for everybody. It's a new for, because in this case, everybody the first asked, "Are your container had atmosphere or not?" No. And mosquito have a life after this. It's great. So we should continue. About new technological, new materials. I told you about only Teflon, but it's new glue. New technology for connected to different cables, for example. We had this, we thinking this about zero gravitation, how we do it to zero gravitation, but sometimes it's very simple, and it should be, we should continue it like this technology on ground too. Look here, on Moon program, the Sony did it several new monitors. It's like used the new technology of these monitors was for TV monitors. On ISS, on shuttle program, the Kodak digital camera with great sensors. It was built exactly from space program, the first. D760, I think. And after this, digital sensors, because before this program, before this, the digital cameras was not so interesting for everybody. It was the tape cameras, yes, old one design. But the first big, exactly great sensor for digital cameras, it was factored for this program. And now it's usual for everybody. It's usual for my daughters. It's usual for young boys and girls. because I know my profession, it's very important for human. Why I am on this road?